Hey guys, I'm Dr. Ryan Noonheis, also known as the Barbell Doc, and today I'm here to discuss 3 unique exercises that you can use to work your oblique musculature. Before we actually get into the exercises themselves, I want to have a little discussion about the actual obliques and what their roles are. So the obliques are actually 2 different sets of muscles. You have the internal and external obliques that lie on either side of your trunk. The fibers for these muscles run in an oblique manner, which is how they got their names. So the internal oblique, which is the deeper layer, actually has fibers that run perpendicular to the fibers of the external obliques, which means that the internal oblique of one side works closely with the external oblique of the other side because they have fibers that run in the same direction. Typically, when we're talking about the obliques, their role is predominantly to produce, control, or resist rotational forces and lateral flexion forces of the trunk. However, due to the orientation of the fibers, they can also cause trunk flexion or control or resist trunk extension. So the 3 exercises that we're going to go over today are mainly tasked with controlling or resisting trunk rotation and lateral flexion because those are the biggest jobs of the oblique.
So the first exercise that we're going to go over is a half kneeling kettlebell windmill. This exercise is traditionally performed from a standing position, but I like the half kneeling position for starting for most people as it reduces some of the hip flexibility needs that kind of limit a lot of people's ability to perform this exercise. So you're going to be in a half kneeling position with the leg down of the side that's not holding the kettlebell. So you're going to hold the kettlebell, press it up overhead, and try to keep your hand stacked directly over your shoulder. From here you have 2 options. You can either hinge from your hips and touch your hand to the floor, which is the easier option, or you can hinge from the hips and touch your forearm to the floor, which is the harder option because it requires a larger range of motion. So I'll show you a couple of reps of each, and you choose the variation that you find to be challenging, but not so hard that you can't actually reach the floor. And that's the half kneeling kettlebell windmill. Now, the next exercise is a bear crawl kettlebell drag. So this one is going to work on controlling trunk flexion as well as trunk rotation. So for this, you're going to choose a moderately loaded kettlebell. You're going to put it to one side of your body. Then you're going to get in a bear crawl position. So you're going to be up on your hands and knees with your hands stacked underneath your shoulders and your knees stacked underneath your hips. So you're going to go here, squeeze your abs nice and hard. You're going to reach through your side to grab the kettlebell, and then drag it to the other side. As you're dragging the kettlebell, you want to try to resist actually moving from your trunk and just move the weight with your arms. So I'll show you a couple of reps just to show you how it should be done. To make this exercise harder, you can either choose a heavier kettlebell or you can drag the weight further across your body as the increased distance will make it harder to control trunk rotation. And that's the bear crawl kettlebell drag. The last exercise that we're going to do is a pull-off press with a reach from a tall kneeling position. I like this variation compared to the traditional pull-off press because it not only trains control of trunk rotation, but also trunk lateral flexion. So to do this exercise, grab a resistance band that's anchored to an immovable object like a squat rack, and get in a tall kneeling position, and then step away from the anchor point so that there's some tension on the band when your hands are by your chest. Now, keep your abs tight and your chest and shoulders pointed straight ahead. You're going to press the band away from you
and then lift up overhead, back down, and then pull in. I like this exercise again because it resists trunk rotation more when your hands are lower below shoulder height, and as you transition up overhead, you resist trunk lateral flexion more. So you get two actions for the same exercise, and that's the tall kneeling pallet press with a reach.